Welcome to our mini masterclass takeaway. Our long-standing clients will know that we take great pride in our annual masterclass here at Avalani House. It is our mission to fill you up with cakes and information over a morning, usually at the beginning of July. Last year we were in lockdown, and so we embarked upon our Masterclass, a virtual event with homemade face masks as prizes and cakes in the post. It was a roaring success with over 50 attendees online on the day. This year has probably been a bit tougher for us, as the restrictions have been lifting, but slowly in Wales, and with no real certainty that we could plan an event around. In addition to this, Katie has been on maternity leave, and we are all aware of the fatigue that comes for everyone with watching all of these online events. To this end, I thought you might forgive us for trying something a bit different this year, a takeaway. We have managed to gain an audience with legendary fund manager Henry Boucher from Saracen Investments. Henry runs the Food and Agriculture Fund and is very influential in the running of Saracen, particularly their approach to sustainable investing. A few weeks ago, we asked you for questions which we compiled, and I was able to put to Henry in a video session. The result was a fascinating Q&A session with one of the leading fund managers in the UK today, as I grilled him on your behalf. Huge thanks to Henry, Yestin and the team at Saracen for this opportunity. In recent market updates, we can see that global stock markets have pulled back from their highs at the time of putting this takeaway video together for you. This is predominantly because many investors are now coming to the realization that sadly, COVID is going to be with us for a horribly long time. Whilst it is definitely losing its economic impact through the potential for full-scale lockdowns, the recent pandemic of quarantined workers all across the UK is being watched with some intrepidation around the world. Can you imagine a situation where you go to Tesco, but the shelves are completely empty because the food packagers are in quarantine and the shelf stackers are also not in work? The markets can, and they are understandably worried. In reality, we expect a quick Boris fix to all of this, with some kind of key worker allowance. The other issue troubling markets currently is inflation. But Henry answers this question brilliantly in a minute for you, so I won't steal his thunder. Every year, we update our clients on the main tax considerations that they need to be aware of. In brief summary, the annual ISA allowance is still £20,000. The personal allowance has risen very slightly to £12,570, and the amount you can earn in total before paying 40% income tax is now around £50,270. Worryingly, the annual capital gains tax allowance and the pension lifetime allowances did not rise. So the annual CGT allowance is still £12,300, and the lifetime allowance for pensions remains at £1,073,100. I say worryingly because the Chancellor is going to be looking for ways to pay back the most desperate amount of borrowing seen by any government in generations, to pay for the pandemic response. We shall need to keep an eye on all of these tax allowances over the coming years to ensure our clients don't fall into a creeping tax trap. In more positive news, I noticed an article this weekend that shared an extract from the medical journal Nature. Scientists from the Oxford team working on the AstraZeneca vaccine have found that the vaccine creates what they call training camps in the body that builds extremely fit search and destroy T cells. These T cells are able to recognize and attack COVID-19 mutations. Most encouragingly, the scientists think that this protection could potentially last for a lifetime. In Thomas & Thomas news, Bethan has really settled in extremely well here. She successfully passed her first professional assessment on vulnerable clients recently, and she is now enrolling onto the CISI's Paraplanning Diploma course, which will likely take some years to complete, but will be a great investment and welcome addition to our team qualifications. Caris has been coming in to help out. It's frightening to see my once 8-year-old video co-star now carrying out bed and ISAs and client valuations quicker than I can. Katie is really well after giving birth to her second child, Rowan. Katie has returned to work for a few keeping in touch days, and she returns to us fully from October this year. We can't wait. Finally, and you heard it here first, we have managed to find the next perfect member for our Thomas & Thomas team. Holly will be joining us from October as well. Holly's husband is moving to the area as he has taken up a teaching post locally. Holly is already a qualified financial planner. This is incredibly rare. I hope to be able to tell you much more about Holly's progress as she works alongside Katie, Bethan and myself to become one of the very best financial planners in the UK, based right here in Pembrokeshire. Lisa and I want to say a huge thank you to all of you, our wonderful clients, for being so encouraging and supportive over what has understandably been a very challenging 18 months. When we started our little business back in 2006, we could never have imagined the world would look such a different place in 2021. However, we have consistently strived to make our clients the most important people to our little team, and I think that really comes across. I wish you a wonderful summer with a little more freedom and lots of good health. I really hope that you enjoy the interview with Henry, and remember that we are here for you 100% if you need anything at all. Nothing is too much trouble. Look after yourself.